in anything that we want, we can break it down, and I think fundamentally what you want is a feeling. So what I've written about is I've written about things, right? Why do you want this car, right? You want this car because you want to feel excitement, right? When you can purchase it, you want to feel status and respect when people see you driving it. You also want to have the feeling of wholeness in yourself, that you are the kind of person that worked hard enough so that you can buy this car. Or why do you want money? For status and a feeling of security and respect and the ability to, be affluent and provide resources to the people you love, or, all that stuff. Or think about it this way now with what we've just been saying. Why do you want to have your football team win a game? Well, because research has showed that fans' testosterone increase when their team wins. You will get a physiological boost from your team winning a game, right? You have a feeling of excitement, of victory over the enemy, right? Very tribal emotions. And also, it gives you a feeling of community. When you're in a big crowd of fans of your own team and your player scores and you all stand up on your feet and you erupt and cheer and clap, you're part of this group. You are one of them. You know what I mean? You feel connection, like we talked about on that spirituality point. So I think behind all of my main point I'm making in my post and the video that I'm going to make is that in all the things that we want, we just think we want the thing. What we really want is the feeling that the thing will give us. And then why can't we just cut out the middleman and not desire the thing, but instead design our life, optimize our life for the feeling? And I have to give credit to Jimmy Carr for this, the comedian, because he said it on a podcast. He was like, you only want the things you want because of how you think they'll make you feel. So why can't you cut out the middleman and just focus on how you want to feel?
And these feelings, a lot of them are very simple things like connection. You want this to get connection. So why can't you just get connection?
Well, we all just want people to love us, don't we? We all just want people to go, you know what? You're a nice bloke. You're pretty cool. We can hang out. Or you want someone to love you on a deep level. You want someone to hold you, and just feel your existence and tell you that you're a person of worth and of value. That's all we want, man. And I think the human ego gets involved with that, and we start desiring status, wealth, money, power. But really, the fundamental drive is you just want to feel connected to your reality, to the people around you, to yourself. What was your question? Why can't we just feel connected?
No. My question was just like, why do we want things?
Well, yeah, we kind of went through that, didn't we? We want things because of the underlying feelings. And it's difficult because how do you just get the feelings without desiring the thing? And I think
I've got an answer.
Go on.
There's a concept I've been looking into called autonomy. So it's the same as... So autonomy is the ability to self-govern. So, and this is the solution, because if you self-govern, you control your desires, you control, like, your inner world expresses itself in the right way to the outside world. Mm-hmm. And this is a key characteristic in masculinity. It is a key thing that every man should have, because it's what the Stoics referred to as, like, self-mastery. It's like you see someone like one of the male role models of, like, Thomas Shelby. He's extremely controlled for a reason. And we say about, like, a man should be a controlled monster. This is the control part. It's controlling your direction. And do you know what happens when you do that? You have freedom from any psychological constraint.
Yeah, I think you said something quite profound there. Jocko Willink wrote that book, Discipline Equals Freedom, which sounds paradoxical when you first look at it. But the more you can control yourself, the more you can direct your behavior. And then you're actually in control of what you want to do, what you're able to do. Self-governance is big. I think that's a big part of it, for sure. And when you have that, the Stoics talk about this idea of the inner citadel. Having power over your internal world. Like the walls around a city, and you decide what you allow to come into your inner world, what feelings, what experiences. And so when you have that level of self-governance, what happens outside of you has less of a weight on your feelings about yourself and your experience of life.
It's so important, and I haven't mastered it myself, but it's everything.
Yeah, but it's that's what self work is. That's what personal growth is. Is how can I have what's in here balanced so that anything that happens out here, I can handle it, and number two, I can maximize the meaning and positive experience I get out of it.
So if we put these two things together, the way to get connection is to work on the inner citadel.
Yeah, because connection is an internal battle. You know, you can make as much money as you want, or you can acquire as many things as you want, but they're not going to make you feel connected to reality on a deep level, I don't think. I mean, when I got really, really good grades in school, yeah, I worked hard for them, and like everyone around me was like, "Oh, you must be so happy," like celebrating. Like, no, didn't feel a thing. It's just like I'm supposed to get connection from that. No, that's not how. Like, you're not going to get the same level of connection from anything in the material world compared to something deep and what I would consider, in inverted commas, to be spiritual. Like how I feel when I hug my grandma when I haven't seen her for a couple of months. You know, I can't wait to go home for Christmas just because of hugging my grandma. And I know that's going to give me so much more of a feeling of connection than if we win in the game tomorrow. You know, if we win in the game tomorrow, dopamine Joel will be happy. There'll be a level of thrill because we've just beaten another team. But like within 15 minutes, I've had a shower. Now I just want some food now. I'm just hungry after the game. I just feel physically exerted. Whereas like deeper connection, that's something inside. That's to do with how you feel about yourself and how you relate to your whole world. And yeah, that's about self-control and controlling what you desire, what you value, what's most important to you.
There's a lot of life that I think is really about the depth of the moment, and that's where the hug of the grandma. There's a lot of like spiritual sort of like things that connect and like create something beautiful out of.
That's everything, Jake. That's such a great way of putting it. The depth of the moment. How deep are your moments in life? Or are you just in this anticipatory dopaminergic state for the next time you can scroll on TikTok or have a wank or play PlayStation or eat cake? Like, or are you actually here? Like, each breath that you take, are you feeling it? Are you in that conversation that you're in? Are you enjoying the flavors and sensations of the meal you're eating? When you're doing a piece of work, are you concentrating on a satisfying level in a way that gives you meaning? And the same way tomorrow, win or lose in that game, I want to be there. Because I've only got, a few hundred fixtures that I'll play in my life, and it will come a time when I'm in my 50s or 60s, or maybe even earlier than that, when I decide that's not what I want to do anymore. And it's like, okay, how can we maximize the depth of the moment? That's a good question to ask ourselves.